My name is Janice Aldridge. Welcome to Ponderosa Pond. We're out in East Tennessee, and we're glad you're coming along for our little adventure. We hope you have as much fun as we do.
Hi everyone, I'm Janice from Ponderosa Pond Homestead, and today I have a bit of a confession to make. And I want to share what I've learned about myself and about God through the last couple of months, really the last week. So the last couple of months, I've been frustrated. I haven't really had peace. I haven't had much contentment. I've been very frustrated, disgruntled, grumpy, and not really happy with myself. I don't want to be miserable. And I've had so much of my life in the last few years where I've been really full of joy and happy. It really didn't matter what was going on in life, I was happy. So this was really bothering me, that I was frustrated, not happy. And I've been praying a lot about it and focusing on verses like, in Philippians chapter 4, verse 8, where it's talking about, Paul says to focus, to dwell on the positive, to dwell on the good things, the true, the lovely, good report. He doesn't say that bad things won't happen, and he doesn't say that we have to completely ignore bad things. We have to take care of things, but not to dwell on them. And honestly, the last couple months, I was just dwelling so much on negative. So a little bit of what was going on and what was bothering me that didn't used to was my husband and I, we volunteer at a thrift store. We volunteer a lot of hours, about 20 to 30 hours depending on the week and how much time we have. We put a lot of hours in, not just us. There's several other people that put a lot of hours in. We're volunteers. This isn't like a paid job. This is volunteer work. And people always complain. It just seems to be the nature of people. They just complain a lot. Well, normally we just blow it off and don't go on. We'll have 4 or 5 people that will come in and just talk about how wonderful our music is. They love the atmosphere and all that. And then you get the occasional person who fills up the prayer request box with a dozen hate messages of how much they hate our music. And that their prayer request is we'd change music. But normally we just pray for them and we don't get upset about it. And it was really bugging me this time. It happened this time and it really bothered me. I just really was frustrated with it. I was like, why? Why every couple months does this person even come back to the store? And it was really bugging me. And not just that, I mean, people come in all the time and they complain about things. Mostly they want you to do what they want, and they don't care what God's giving you to do, and they don't care about anyone else. It's them. And I understand that. And normally I just let it go and stay focused on the good things, like the clothes that we give away each week, the ability that we have to give away clothes, toys at Christmas time, the abundance that God pours into the community through that store. We see it. And normally I'm focused on those things and very happy and very content. But the last couple of months, I haven't been. So I wanted to be happy. I wanted to be content. And I started really praying and asking God about it. So here's some things that I found. I've got a couple different translations here, because the one that I normally have read and studied, words it's slightly different, and it never really registered with me. And then I heard another translation. I'm not sure which translation, but I went and started looking in several others and started to find the answer. And the answer isn't always right there when you start looking. Sometimes you really have to dig and study. So Philippians chapter 4, verse 12. And the Apostle Paul says, I know both how to abase and I know how to abound.
Everywhere and in all things I am instructed both to be full and to be hungry, both to abound and to suffer in need. So, and I knew that. I knew that the Apostle Paul, I mean, we know he shipwrecked and beaten several times, bit by a snake, imprisoned, people trying to stone him, people trying to kill him all the time. We get that. We know our lives aren't as bad as his, but we still have our lives, and sometimes we can still have our attitudes. So it says here, I am instructed both to be full and to be hungry, both to abound and to suffer in need. Well, that just really hadn't registered quite like another one. That's the King James. Now I'm going to read from the ESV, and it's it's a little bit closer to, and I don't know what translation it was that I heard this, just another sermon, someone else, but that word caught my attention. And so this King James uses the word instructed. But here in Philippians chapter 4, verse 12, and this is the ESV, the English Standard Version, I know how to be brought low, and I know how to abound. In any and every circumstance, I have learned the secret of facing plenty and hunger, abundance and need. I have learned the secret. And it just struck me, the word learned. King James says instructed, which implies that you're learning. I mean, we go to school, we get instructed on things, we learn. It just had never registered up here in my mind or registered in my heart. And I said, so the Apostle Paul was instructed. He learned how to have abundance and how to have need. He learned this. How to live in these circumstances. And I went, okay, well, how do I learn that? What is the instruction for that? What instruction do I need so that I can learn these and have these abilities and traits and understandings and apply it to my life? Because I'm tired of being frustrated with me. I'm tired of being frustrated with me. So I started at the beginning of Philippians. It's just 4 chapters long. So I started reading in Philippians chapter 1. And it hit home. The things that were frustrating me the most, the Apostle Paul addresses right there in chapter 1. There were people that were using his imprisonment, his problems, to bashing him to make themselves look better or to feel better. And he said, it doesn't even matter. And I was like, yeah, but it's personal. I mean, they were really attacking him. And I got to really thinking about that and praying about that. And I was like, okay. And I read it every day for several days and praying about it, going, I know that I shouldn't let these things bother me, but how do I stop this? I try really hard to dwell on the good things. I try to dwell on those happy things. And what is it? What do I need to be doing differently? So, I was reading again in Philippians chapter 4, and another part of the answer came. A part that I've said I learned as a child. Philippians chapter 4, verse 13. I can do all things through Jesus Christ who strengthens me. I can do all things through Jesus Christ who strengthens me. That's right after verse 12, where he says to be content, where he says to be able to live in these circumstances.
And I thought, wow, to be able to live, to learn, to understand, to be okay with whether everything's going good or nothing's going good, or you're somewhere in between. I can do all things through Jesus Christ who strengthens me. And it was like a light bulb came on in my heart and my mind that I was trying so hard to get my emotions under control and to focus on the good and to be praising God all the time. But I was trying on my own strength instead of the strength of Jesus Christ. I could do all things through Jesus Christ who strengthens me. It doesn't say I could do all things through Janice who strengthens me. It says I could do all things through Jesus Christ who strengthens me. I can have plenty. I can live in bounty. I can live in poverty. I can live in the good. I can live in the bad. When you read these 4 chapters here in Philippians, Paul talks about several things that go on. A person that's sick that he thinks is going to, thought he was going to die, his friend, different circumstances in life. But how to have this joy? I mean, he talks about in chapter 4 about rejoice. Rejoice in the Lord always. And again, I say rejoice. And you're like, I want to be rejoicing all the time. I want to be happy. I want to. And it finally hit me. I can do all things through Jesus Christ who strengthens me. When we have our eyes on Jesus, when we are seeking all of our fulfillment, all of our success, all of our happiness from Jesus, not from man, we're happy, we're content, we rejoice. And what I had been doing the last couple months was literally, I had been a man pleaser. I've been trying to please people, been trying to bring glory to myself and making them happy. Honestly, that's where I had gotten. I hadn't realized that. It kind of crept in little by little. But honestly, when we are disgruntled with what people say and what people do, and we're trying to make people happy, make others happy. And I'm not saying we should be mean to people or we shouldn't make people happy, but when we get focused in on that, we're not happy. And it's really a selfish thing that we're trying to get praise and glory. I really hadn't realized that at first, and I do now. So for me, what I found is confess to God and say, I'm really sorry that I was trying to be a man pleaser and get glory for myself, make people happy and think that I was doing something good. And I want to be back about making God happy, not me, not others, because people are going to be either happy or not happy. Those aren't going to change. That circumstance isn't going to change. We're going to have people that come in that are grumpy all the time, and we're going to have people that come in that are happy all the time. That's them. I can't change them, but what I can change is me and my attitude. So I seek after God, and I'm like, Lord, I want to make you happy. I want to do what you want me to do. I don't want to be focused and grumpy about these people who are discontent, because then I'm discontent. Now, that may be a little bit easier said than done, but that's where I'm at in my life. And what I've been finding as I've been studying Philippians, and I want to be back to the point of life where I'm happy. Where grumpy people come in, and I say, hope you have a better day. And just let it go. And I've had that in my life before, just not the last couple months. So if you have any ideas, any suggestions, maybe a Bible verse or a story, something that you learned, leave it in the comments section. Share with the rest of us. And I'm not done studying Philippians. I know I have more to learn, because I don't want to go back or go deeper into being unhappy. I want to be rejoicing. I want to be happy. I much prefer being happy. So if you have any ideas, any suggestions, something you learn, leave it in the comments section, and we'll all learn together. I hope you all have a wonderful day. I hope maybe this has helped someone else. I know talking about it helps me. Talking about it helps me to kind of process it and kind of talk it through and realize what's really going on in my life. So rejoice in the Lord always. And again, I say rejoice. And maybe we can have a little bit of peace, a little bit of joy as we go into this Christmas season in the year 2020. Yes, it's been a difficult year, but it doesn't have to stay difficult. And we can still have rejoicing and joy and peace in the Christmas season, even in 2020. Y'all have a wonderful day.
I'm Janice from Ponderosa Pond Homestead. Thank you for watching our video. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we enjoy living out here in East Tennessee. We live in the Smoky Mountains, and it's a beautiful area. We do most of our videos from our homestead, but we do occasionally just in the surrounding areas also. So if you would like to see more of these videos, then subscribe to our channel and ring that little notification bell. That way YouTube will let you know every time we upload a new video. We hope you enjoy them as much as we do. You all have a wonderful day.